Okay, so PC16. All right, so this is a brute force calculation, basically. So what we're going to do is everything that's on both sides of the equation, we have formulas. Okay, so for example, I know we have formulas for what it means to multiply a scalar times a vector. That results in a vector. Now, this vector-valued function, we have a formula for what it means to compute the derivative of it. And then likewise for these other things, I know what a single variable derivative is. I know how to multiply a scalar times a vector, etc. Okay, so I'm going to start by looking at the left side of the equation, and I'm just going to start computing it out. Right? There's a hint here that says use the fact that parametric derivatives are computed component-wise. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the expression that we're interested in and we're going to break it down into components, and then after that we're going to use the product rule a bunch of times. Okay. So all right, so we have f times x vector, and we're taking a derivative. All right. So f of t times x of t prime. Okay, so first of all, let's multiply f times x, and let me acknowledge that this is going to be a bunch of components. And so in particular, I get f times x1, f times x2, etc., f times xn. All right, so all I've done here is component-wise multiply the function f times all the components of x. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now, how do we take a derivative of a vector-valued function? Well, one component at a time. Right? So that means I can rewrite this as fx1 prime, fx2 prime, dot, dot, dot. Like that. Yep. Good? Everybody happy? Yep. Okay. All right, and now here's where we use the single variable product rule, because what you'll notice here is that we have, in fact, a derivative of a product of single variable functions. And so here we get to just write down explicitly that I have f prime x1 plus f x1 prime. And then for the next one, f prime x2 plus f x2 prime, and then etc. Everybody good so far? Okay. All right. So now it's just a matter of sort of grouping and finalizing. So I'm going to separate this into two separate vectors, like that. All right? And then I'm going to observe that, well, there's a common factor of f prime in all of those. I'm going to put that here. So I have f prime times, well, and then what's left over is just the x vector. And then plus, well, here I have a common factor, common factor of f. And what's left over is exactly the x prime vector. And so that's what we're supposed to show. So this is brute force, one component at a time. Yeah. Everybody good?